The Denver Broncos just delivered three huge pieces of good news on the injury front, and the timing couldn't be more perfect with final roster cuts just a week away. On top of that, we got a crucial update about our Week 2 opponent, and even more reason to believe that this team is primed for a hot start behind a quarterback who looks ready to ignite the season. But there are still some questions surrounding R.J. Harvey, and fans are waiting to see him step up when the Broncos face the New Orleans Saints in preseason action. This team is coming off back-to-back dominant performances, crushing NFC opponents in convincing fashion. The Broncos suffocated both the San Francisco 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals, holding each team to just a single touchdown. Some doubters have already tried to pump the brakes, saying the opponents weren't that strong. But let's be real, the 49ers are constantly talked about as Super Bowl contenders, and even Arizona has been praised by national analysts as a tough matchup. And yet, Denver made them look ordinary. Whether it was in joint practices or under the lights in preseason, the Broncos completely controlled the field. 2 games, 2 statement wins, and only 1 touchdown surrendered. That's not hype, that's domination, and it feels like a sign of something much bigger brewing in Denver. Preseason wins can be brushed aside by some, but the Broncos haven't just looked sharp under the lights, they've been dominant in joint practices too. And that is where you really see how real this team's progress is. One of the biggest storylines right now is health. If this roster stays healthy, Denver has the talent to be special. Sean Payton has been steady in updating fans on players who've been banged up, and so far, his word has held true. Every time skeptics doubt, the Broncos prove them wrong. The biggest proof came today. Garrett Bowles was back on the practice field for the first time since that terrifying ambulance scene following an asthma attack. To see him out there again is massive news for this offensive line. But maybe even more exciting is the return of Nik Bonitto, a rising star on this defense and a player Denver absolutely needs to lock in long term. Not only did Bonitto return, he looked fantastic. And here's the kicker, Payton himself chose Bonitto to represent the team at the podium afterward. That's not just about health. That's about trust, leadership, and momentum. Other franchises might shy away from putting players in the spotlight during contract situations, but Denver is showing confidence in Bonitto, and he's earning every ounce of it. His presence sends a message. This defense is getting its firepower back, and it's ready to unleash. Nik Bonitto spoke about his return, saying he's felt 0 setbacks and has complete trust in the Broncos organization to get things right with his future. That kind of confidence is exactly what you want from a cornerstone defender, and it's more proof that Denver is building the right culture. And the good news didn't stop there. Dre Greenlaw was also back, not just running light drills, but fully participating in team practice. That means 3 key players returned to the field, not just easing in, but going through full-speed padded work. Sean Payton pushed his team through a classic 2.5-hour padded practice, old school, physical, demanding. Some coaches shy away from that intensity, but Payton believes in building toughness the right way. The result? For 2 straight seasons, the Broncos have been one of the healthiest teams in the league because when the real games start, they're already battle-tested. And the best part, not a single new injury came out of today's marathon session. That's a massive win. But the conversations don't stop at health. Across Broncos country, one of the biggest debates right now is this: who will step up as the true WR2 behind Courtland Sutton? The talent is there, the competition is fierce, and that battle might just shape the identity of this offense moving forward. The question across Broncos country has been simple: who will be the WR2 behind Courtland Sutton? Sean Payton's answer was perfect, and it revealed exactly why he's one of the best minds in football. He doesn't believe in a fixed WR2 or WR3. To Payton, it's about matchups. One week it could be Marvin Mims, the next it could be Troy Franklin, and the week after that it might be Pat Bryant. His philosophy is simple: use the right weapon to expose the opponent's weakness. We saw this philosophy in action last season. Against the Saints, Payton unleashed the read option, letting Bo Nix attack with his legs. Against other opponents, the offense shifted to spread looks, keeping the quarterback in shotgun. Each week, the playbook adapts. Each week, the strategy changes. That's what makes this offense so dangerous. Every receiver who earns a jersey on game day has a role, and any one of them could be the difference maker. Marvin Mims might explode for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns one week and barely see targets the next. It doesn't matter because Peyton's system isn't built around forcing stats, it's built around winning. It's Sean Payton, a master of adjustments, a coach who uses every asset at his disposal to break defenses apart. And that's why the Broncos' offense will always keep opponents guessing. Sean Payton's philosophy is simple: attack whatever weakness the defense shows. If a receiver has the matchup advantage, Payton will exploit it again and again until the opponent breaks. That adaptability is what makes this offense so dangerous. And it's not just in the passing game. The running attack will be just as unpredictable. One week it's power football, the next it's outside zone, and the week after that it's misdirection. Payton doesn't recycle plays, he plays chess. Every call is a counter, every scheme designed to answer exactly what the opposing coach throws at him. That's why you can't overreact to vanilla preseason snaps against the 49ers. Sean Payton wasn't game planning. He wasn't even calling the plays. Joe Lombardi handled that preseason script, and Denver kept things simple. The real chess match happens when Payton takes the reins, and we've already seen flashes of that brilliance in joint practices when Denver looked sharp, aggressive, and prepared. And let's not forget what this young quarterback has already shown. Bo Nix threw the 6th most touchdowns in the league last season as a rookie, and he did it without a reliable tight end. That's a glimpse of just how much firepower this offense still has to unlock under Payton's system. On defense, the excitement doesn't stop. Nick Bonitto's leadership is growing, and players like Jonah Ellis are already making noise in camp. Ellis was triple-teamed in practice yesterday and still managed to blow up the running back in the backfield for a loss. That's the kind of relentless energy Denver is building its identity on. The buzz around Hugh Robinson is growing louder by the day. Teammates are calling him unstoppable once he gets going, and that's high praise from the players who battle him every snap in practice. When you look at this edge rotation, Nick Bonitto, Jonathan Cooper, Jonah Ellis, Dandra Tillman, and now Hugh Robinson, it feels like Denver is building a pass rush platoon that can terrorize quarterbacks every single week. This defense has the potential to chase down the league sack title once again. And the excitement isn't limited to defense. Tight end Adam Troutman came out and said the difference between Bo Nix in year 1 and year 2 is night and day. He's running this offense with command, confidence, and poise like a quarterback who already owns the huddle. The latest practice only backed that up. Reporters said the ball barely touched the ground during red zone work, with Nix firing darts and the offense moving with precision. When you combine that with a defense that surrendered just 2 touchdowns across 2 preseason games, it's a recipe for something special. Bo Nix has been sharpening his skills every day against what might be the best defense in football. It's like training with ankle weights on, and once the season kicks off, once he faces defenses like the Tennessee Titans instead of this relentless Broncos unit, the explosion could be spectacular. Don't be surprised if Denver lights up the scoreboard while holding Tennessee to a single touchdown. That's the kind of balance this team is building, a defense that suffocates and an offense ready to erupt. Sean Payton continues to set the standard in Denver. While other teams around the league take shortcuts, Payton runs hard, physical practices and demands accountability. No excuses, no complaining, just a culture built on toughness and preparation. The updates only get better. Week 1, Denver faces rookie quarterback Cam Ward in his first NFL start, and it just happens to be at Mile High. The crowd will be deafening, the atmosphere electric, and he'll be staring down the league's best defense. History shows what usually happens to rookies in that spot. It's a nightmare. And Week 2 just gave us another gift. The Colts are moving forward not with Anthony Richardson, but with Daniel Jones. We know who Jones is, steady at times, but far from a quarterback who strikes fear into opposing defenses. Against this Broncos pass rush, that matchup tilts heavily in Denver's favor. That means the Broncos open the season against a rookie on the road and a veteran quarterback in transition with a brand new system. 2 golden opportunities to set the tone and the kind of start that can catapult this team into the spotlight. And let's step back for a moment. Doesn't it feel incredible to finally be off the quarterback carousel? For years, Denver cycled through the next guy after Peyton Manning, searching for stability and hope. Now with Bo Nix, the search is over. He is the future of this franchise. He is the quarterback who can take Denver deep into the playoffs. And Broncos country can finally believe again.